Started.
Thursday, the 9th of March. Oh,
Is
it's
it the
not
ninth?
Thursday, it's the 9th of March. Oh, hang on, it's 9th for me. 8th for you guys, yeah? Yep, sorry. 9th
Good
for
point.
Australia.
8th, 9th of March.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. That works out for everyone then, doesn't it? Both hemispheres. So it's the 8th and 9th of March. That'll give you some idea of how stupid time is. It's 17 minutes past 10. And we're going to have our committee meeting as we usually do. Bashy's recording tonight, and people present are Menjo, me, which is Stephen, Bashy, Billy, Dale, and I've just fucked up because I'm saying everyone's fucking names. Mark will have, Bashy will have to edit that out. So we've got Menjo, Atticus, Bashy, Billy's okay, Dale's okay, Rhiannon's okay, Yaksu, Soraya, Star, and Wango Riley! There's just something about that name, isn't there? It's like Rick Golshay. I like it. Right. Okay. Agenda for event meeting 8th of March, 9th of March. Previous business discussed. We got new computer for number 19. He's not a number. He's a free man now. He's got a Mac. And he's probably setting it up now, which is why he's not here and he can't record. It'll give you some idea of what it's like to be on this wagon. I think we'll shelve that until he's here, shall we? What do you reckon?
Yep.
Yeah, we can cheer him in on his new machine.
Right, we'll do that at the end. Oh, come on, we've got to think of something to wind him up. For some reason we've got to have it back or something. Right, someone's got to have a computer out, you lot, absolutely desperately, because it saves someone's old, sick, dying grandma. And we all wind him up that he's got to get it carriaged over to him, right? I'll figure it out while we're going along before he comes. Leave it to me when he gets here. Okay, so member video. Do we still want to do a member video once the training video is up? This can still be a way for members to put their comments up. I don't know if I understand that rightly. So member video, I understood member video as basically people doing their own stint of why they're here and we cobble it together into something. That's what I understood, but I've obviously got that wrong. Is it just a say hello video? Or does anyone know? Tumbleweed. Right, okay.
I thought it was because I thought it was to say why we're here also.
Okay, well look, that was old business. We'll leave that up there. Member video. Do we still want to do member videos? I think it is something that we do, and it's to do with the podcast, which is why there's a thing in there about the training video. So really, that preempts the question, what about the training video? So did we do a training video? We haven't done that yet, and Core's not here. That's the problem. And he's doing that end of thing. So we'll shelve that for the minute as well. Again, it's old business, so it's not a problem. Anyone got anything they want to jump in about that member video?
Yeah,
Good.
I think
Oh, here we go.
yeah,
Go on.
yeah, we go. I think Kat maybe was thinking about a kind of intro video for the 18. You know, once we were discussing to make a new one, and I think she was referring to that one.
Ah, okay.
But anyhow, we
Well,
can share
frankly,
the
I would like the idea of including member voices into any kind of future work that we do.
Yeah, me too. I think it's always should be a conglomeration or a galvanisation of people, don't you? Anyway, so yeah, we'll wait for Core, see if he turns up. He usually turns up in about half hour, 40 minutes. So we'll give him a go. Maybe Mark. So we shall, as I said, old business. So there's nothing we can not repeat again. This just gets carried forward to the next meeting. Bank account. Oh, we haven't got a Val because Val's not. That was the other person. Val's not feeling too hot. She's got a migraine. Or a migraine, depending on what hemisphere you're from. So bank account thing's going to be a bit difficult. Menjo, can you fill in there, do you reckon, or is it a bit stalemate?
I can tell you something. Basically, I've filled in my part of the form, which I've sent off to Val, which he should be getting probably tomorrow or next day, actually. And then from there on, we still need to sort out the actual. I think this is later on in the agenda, actually. The chairman and the stuff like that, which need to have the signature on there as well, and then it'll be fine after.
Okay, so pretty straightforward stuff, and you're quite correct. It is on the agenda a bit later. So good. So we'll leave that there for the minute as well, because it's more or less doing what it should be doing. Agree?
Yeah, that's fine.
Lovely. Okay. Radio committee. Progress update on the radio committee. Again, that's Core, and he has been working on stuff, so I'll leave that for him. I don't want to steal his thunder. Same with Mark. So we'll leave that for new business, for old business next week. Podcast training. Progress update on podcast training. Again, that is Core, because it is all tangling into the same thing, and it's all really all part of the thing they're doing. Didn't they involve you in that, Wango, in some respects, or am I just dropping you right in?
No, that's me.
No,
I've been so busy. That, yes. Yeah, sorry, Wango.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, things kind of got sidetracked after my accident for me, and then hooking up with Core, with being in different time zones, and then all the stuff we got to get on with in our daily lives. We haven't managed to kind of get together on that. It kind of fell flat. I did leave a post in the Purple Room suggesting another way around it, trying to sort of generate some workshops, getting people along just to experiment with it, but it kind of has trailed off since then.
Okay, so Rog, Wango, Ree, you've all got some sort of vested interest in training in general. It might be an idea to figure out a format for training, and then just apply it to each subject, if you know what I mean. Maybe you could move on with something like that, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. And just for the purposes of the tape, just to explain, Wango Riley is actually an Evel Knievel impersonator at the weekend.
On a daily basis at the moment.
I'll just quickly say, I was more discussing the radio podcast side of things, but yeah, I don't mind getting a bit more time in terms of what you just talked about then. As Core's realised, utilising this kind of software is not a walk in the park. I mean, I'm spending 12 hours in a recording studio using Pro Tools every day, and you know, obviously I know it quite a bit, but to make things, you know, one size fits all kind of situation, that's, as you said just then, we just need to boil it down.
It's got to be a sort of homogenising, so it's got to be, you know, put together, hasn't it? For someone can just put something in one end, and it comes out the right form at the other end, at the right size. Quite an undertaking, but can be done, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Okay, so we'll leave that up in the air, and we'll leave it on the agenda for the next meeting, so we can just keep prompting along and see how we go. But it's in our minds now, so maybe a general training push, if you're going to be involved in any sort of training or information dispersal, maybe you should have a wagon to do that on, you know, something to do that with. So it might be an idea to have a general meeting about that at some point. And I'll put that I'll add that to the forward notes for the next meeting. Podcast training. Well, we did that, didn't we? That's what we're doing. Mumble program. This is basically a large thing of what we're on now. We're trying to look at ways of utilising a large server and getting up to 1,000 people on there in a conference style thing. It's very doable, can be doable, is doable. We've just got to put it together and see what it costs and then put it up for vote. But it still will be quite reasonable, I should think. So it looks like something we could be doing. Mark and me are looking into that, and it's just moving along as it is. It's pretty straightforward for us to put together. We could probably do it in half an hour because we know how to do it now. We know what is involved and we know the costs. The only thing that's holding it up at the moment is the Crystal, the server providers that we use, are changing all of their criteria and how they are putting their bundles together, etc. We fared very well in there because I went in there the other day and kicked arse. I know the governor. Incidentally, they're very good servers. They're 300 feet underground. They're self-propelled, EMP protected, and there is a server copier somewhere in an undisclosed location that keeps a backup of everything, just for information, for an FYI. But yeah, they're moving their products around, and we fare quite well in that with a deal we've done. So we may have some server space for this, so watch that space for server space. Okay, chat bar. Has Billy any update on this? No thread as yet. Is it still viable? What's that, Billy? Or is that what I was just talking?
Chat bar, Mark and I still need to talk to Mark about that, and we haven't got around to it. It was kind of forgotten, I think. Sorry.
No worries. Am I right in thinking that is the thing you can bang on a thread, and up to sort of 12 people can jump on that in the same fashion as this and discuss that thread on that thread? Is that the vein of that?
Well, anybody can log on and just start their own room or join another room. So it can be like, if you want to talk about one topic, then people can jump onto another topic. Realistically, a chat room with more than 12 people gets too messy and people can't keep up anyway. And it's also got video chat and voice chat.
Okay. So that's a similar thing to Mumble, really. So maybe we're barking up the same tree there. Maybe you just jump in on what... That's probably what Mark's doing. He's probably liaising with you and me. So again, we'll throw that forward to next time, shall we?
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't that Mumble? Wasn't it the same thing?
Yeah, I believe it is. I think it's utilising the same...
It's the same, pretty much the same thing, except this one's free. You just have to add it on. You just have to add a link onto your HTML, and it's completely free.
Ah, right. Well, there's a bit of information we didn't have. That's probably quite crucial. That must be why. So that must be why he's offering it up as a thread-based thing. Then, do you think, Billy?
Well, Mark was of the opinion that there's better ones out there, but I couldn't find any. And it's like, I quite like the one that I found because you can change how it looks, you can change where everything is. It's completely flexible, and all the programming is done for you with the free program. It's really easy.
So Scotsman friendly then.
At least something is, yeah.
Billy, is that
Okay.
the one that has the Billy, is that the one that has the Facebook aesthetic with it, sort of thing?
It can be if you want it to be. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Okay, so Forum Archive. Progress on the Forum Archive update. Well, JJ's not here today, but she's cracking on big time, I can tell you that. It's all underway and going swimmingly. She's had to sort of take a bit of a break from it at the minute because obviously she's just started a new job and so on. So, as we say, Mum has got to eat. So we've got new business. We're moving on. Has anyone got anything they want to pipe up with there at all? Oh, by the way, has everyone got this agenda? I'm terribly sorry, I should have asked.
It's in the purple room.
Oh, good. I'm reading it from the purple room, by the way. This gives you some idea of how much trouble you guys are. Okay, new business.
I posted the link for the agenda into the chat.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Bashy, don't rub it in, mate. Okay, new business. Clip bucket.
Rubbing.
It meant don't labour the point, Bashy, because I feel like a Burke, because I'm looking at it on the purple room, and I just asked if everyone had it. All right, so now we really know what a twat I am. Okay, so drawing a line under that, moving on to new business. Clip bucket. Raise $50 to get an installation for Clip bucket. Listen, we basically, software and media and all the rest of it, used to sell it all the time. That was what I did, really. I got involved at the bit that went to the gate because I wanted to make sure I got my money. So I was expecting this, and I always expect the worst, and I'm usually not disappointed. We download, it's a very, you've got some software in there on the server, and it's free, and it's great, and it's wonderful, and this is basically a rip-off YouTube, if you like, does all the same things on the same sort of shell engine. I knew there would be a problem at some point because it was free, and the installation was basically, very simple, one click. So we proceeded, and it didn't work. One crucial thing didn't work, and it was the uploading, which is fairly crucial.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, so then I looked into it, and I found that basically 4 bits of software weren't in there, which I added and activated. I added. Then it still didn't work. Then we went back and had a look, and I realised I hadn't activated them, so I activated them. Went back, still didn't work. So we really did cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and there really wasn't anything wrong. So I went on the forum for the people with the customer code and all the rest of it. And basically there's about 10 posts saying, couldn't get it to work out of the box, this is shit, total con. So I followed one of the links that one of the company bods put in there, and lo and behold, there it is. You need FFmpeg. Fine, I've got FFmpeg, I've got license to it, put it on there. Still didn't work. Went back. Turns out it's called something called cron jobs, which is basically chronological timings to do with when things are slotted into the data streams. And if you haven't got this little gizmo that does that, it's nigh on impossible to do. So basically they have, therefore you pay them $50, they do it for you, and it all works wonderful. Plus we can kick their ass every time it goes wrong. So it turns out $50, which is 25 notes this end, it all goes away. Hence what I said about waiting Billy. So any thoughts on that, anyone? Is anyone a computer expert that can just make that go away?
sake
Guys, I
of
think we should just chip in
like,
because it seems like a really good bit of software.
between 18 of us, it's like less than like a pint of milk or something. Fuck it. Go ahead.
And the
Yeah,
50
Okay, we'll
bucks,
have-
You know,
and the 50 bucks.
Let's be.
Is it one time or is it how?
It's a one-time thing. They put it in, and for 3 months you can kick their ass about it going wrong. But by which time we'll have the codes in there, and we're quite capable. We've installed it. I've been in the back end of it. I'm not daft. I was there for 3 or 4 hours, and with Mark, we went through it, and he realised, and I realised that this was the case. So yeah, it's a one-time thing. They install it, and we can maintenance it after that. I totally agree with the two guys' points there about it not being an awful lot of money, but we've got other things to talk about in there as well. So, shall we do a vote as we go, or would you like to do a vote on the financial things at the end? Because there looks like there might be a checkout at some point. So look, what we'll do is we'll have a vote on doing the no, I'll tell you what, I'll rule on it. We'll make a decision each go just to save us the problems. Right, 50 bucks for that. Starting with a Menjo, are you up for chip?
oh yeah, I'm chipping in.
Oh,
Chip.
Fish and chips.
damn.
Yeah, I can help something.
Oh, it works, good. Reed.
Yeah.
Roger the dog.
Sure, no problem.
Sarah.
Yes.
Start.
What exactly am I saying yes to? I missed part.
50 bucks between all of us to get the Click Bucket YouTube thing working pronto. One off.
Okay.
Okay. And Wang O'Reilly!
Yes, add it to my basket, definitely.
Okay. So good. Web page design. Again, 18 bucks for a sheet that does it all for us. We know how to work it. I was going to buy it the other day, went to go and do it, and I was actually going to do the Click Bucket thing as well, just to save the aggro. But it turns out I was stopped in my tracks straight away by GF because she said, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore because it's got to be handed over to them because they're sorted their banking out. So I was stopped. However, I can still chip in my bit. I've got no problem with chipping in my bit for that 18 bucks for that. It's a very nice. Did you? There was a link put up somewhere. Did people see that design?
Yeah, I saw it. It was good.
I mean, I liked it. Did you see it? Well, has anyone not seen it?
Yeah, I missed a couple of meetings. Can someone put it in the chat box, please?
Someone help me out. I haven't got a clue.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Right, we'll get a link. Hold tight. Someone help me out. Reed, did you have it?
I'm looking for it at the moment. Just give me.
Thank you very much.
If I'm the only one that hasn't seen it, don't waste any more than 30 more seconds, guys.
Well, no, Soraya hasn't seen it either, and I don't think you did, Bashy. Did.
I put it in the chat.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I had to turn you up. I couldn't hear you. Oh, you haven't seen it either, Bash, you know?
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter if it was just you, Rog, anyway. You still got to see it, mate.
Yeah, there's enough show of hands, so that's fine with me. But yes, I would like to see it. Oh, thanks, Ree.
You're welcome.
Soraya, you got it?
What chat?
Ah, there's a chat in the... Oh, yeah, you're not on C. Right, if you look on the right-hand side next to setup, there's a little button called chat. If you click it, a seal... well...
Okay.
Could someone bang it in there?
Thank you.
So have a quick butchers at that, a quick look at that, and see what you think.
I think it's excellent. Just straight away. Yeah, I like the spacing of it. It's good.
There is a bit of method to it, mate. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks fine, and you can muck about it. They're all buttons anyway, as you know. So it's just a case of moving X and Y's and changing colours and so on. But the format. There's thinking about behind it. I've jumped in there a little bit. Handheld devices, touch screens, etc. I'm au fait with a lot of things that are coming down the pipe, and we need to be rectangular minded, shall we say, that rotates. Finger touch stuff. Finger touch stuff isn't a problem for someone with a mouse, but vice versa, it is a problem, believe me. And basically everything and everywhere I go now, I'll put my hand on it. I even put my hand on my Mac now by accident most of the time, so it's just where it's going. And this thing really fits well in that. We tried it out with quite a few different bits and pieces. iPhones, iPads, tablets, blah blah blah, and it all works very nice. It looks nice in there, so there is some thinking behind it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the way to go. You can't avoid that at all. You know?
Okay, so yeah, it is a bit, Billy, but you know we've got to do these things. So $18 on top of our $50, guys. So we're now at $68 between the lot of us, and that's the page as well on top of that. So we'll have a show of hands on that again, shall we? Amenjo, off your part.
Yep, definitely.
That's an eye from me. Bash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're last. Wango Riley.
Yes, definitely.
You've got to stop that.
I'm not going to stop that. That is actually a fixture from now. It's going to be like the old 180.
That's what I was picturing.
I knew you were.
I love it.
Eric Bristow. Eric Bristow steps up to the line. Right, bi-weekly meetings. Discuss whether 2 meetings per week are required in order that everyone can participate at least 1 meeting. We discussed this before, I remember, some time ago. Also, time change of the meetings to accommodate our Australian friends. Well, I haven't got any Australian friends, for starters. They're all criminals, and that's why we sent them there in the first place. You know, and he's a Mick as well on top, so he's a double offender.
So we will shelve then
So-
post to maybe in 6 months again, okay?
Yeah. Right, so the
Can
thing
we
is,
check?
what we've done...
So should we vote on it?
No, we're not shelving it. Just because, yeah, see, Rod, see how he flies in there? You know, he's so selfish sometimes.
But that's why I like him so much.
No, I reckon he'd make a really good guru because he's so selfish. He would sit in the hut on his own for like years on end and not think about anyone else except himself. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I'm still trying to straighten my face here. I feel like I've taken MDMA or something. Okay, so we really have got we do this way round because basically the Europeans, it's what's it now? It's 20 to 11 for me, 20 to 12 for Rian Bashi, etc. So it's just manageable with works and jobs and running around and what have you. But it does wear on you after a while. Whereas for the Australians, what time is it there at the moment, Rob?
6:41 a.m.
There you go. So, you know, Core jumps in when he gets to work. You know, it works out for him. Rog, when he gets from the studio, comes here and watches it. But you know, we do like to sort of give him 6 months one way, 6 months the other. What time is it in your neck of the woods, Star?
It is 5:42 p.m.
So you could go later, could you?
Go later where?
As in later in a couple of hours. If you went forward, it'd still be mid-evening for you.
Yeah.
Okay. How did we do this last time? It was a nightmare, wasn't it? I remember because of all the schedules and all the peoples and all the rest of it. So what are we proposing to do? We just turn it on its head for a little while, or? But then that means all sorts of nightmares. 2 meetings was
I think it's impossible to make everybody happy because it's never going to match one way or the other. The only way you can do it is to have 2 meetings or to fluctuate, or it's never going to please everybody. It's impossible.
I agree. It's more or less the conclusion I came to last time, and it's always something's got to give. So maybe we think of another way of meeting. The thing is, we're still going to have to all be in one place at one time eventually at one point to do this. It's a difficult one, and it has been so far. Maybe we could have... no, because we need to go through 2 agendas. Let's have a think. Should we have a cup of tea break for a minute?
Hey, cool.
Yeah, I got that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Morning. How you going?
Alright, Cole, we're all going for a tea break now. You're here, mate.
Right. Sorry I'm late, guys. Traffic and all.
But
Yeah,
while
right.
we're doing sorry. Hi, Cor. While we're doing this, could you also think about times that would be convenient for you for a meeting? Because we are thinking about alternative times.
Thanks, Ree. That was very sensible. Yeah, maybe if we all just think of a time that's good for us, and then at least we've got somewhere to start. Whilst eating our chocky biscuits and drinking our tea. So it's 1:45. We'll come back on the hour.
Okie dokie.
See you 15.
Okay.
I'll give you a bit of intermission music. Hang on.
Okay, I've just requested politely for the 2 gentlemen to come back in the room, and we're all present. Recording's now started again. Where were we? Quick Bucket, webpage. Okay, bi-weekly meetings. We all decided we were going to think of a time. So, oh, he's drinking tea, look. So starting at the top, Amenjo, what time are you happy with on a Thursday? He's drinking tea. I don't care what time myself. What about you, Bashi?
My time frame starts from 11 o'clock a.m. GMT and then 14 hours.
What does that put us at the bottom end?
Or let's say 13, we are 14 hours. It is from 11 o'clock a.m. GMT to 1 o'clock p.m. 1 o'clock a.m. GMT.
Just a second, I posted a table of all the times on the chat box, and you can click on it, and it's got Los Angeles, Adelaide, and Vaduz and Liechtenstein or whatever. And you can have a look what 11 o'clock is in every country.
Nice one, Billy.
In the chat? In the event chat?
No, the chat.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the event chat, sorry.
Where's Vaduz?
It's the capital of Liechtenstein.
So I think what we do is everybody should state the time frame, and then we see where the overlaps are.
Well, I prefer you just to say a time because it's going to get really complicated again. Really.
You could say a time and then say plus or minus either side.
Well, if we say a time, get somewhere near somewhere, and you can adjust it yourself if you're all right with it, you know.
Well, actually, quite frankly, I think, Bash's idea is not that wrong, because for me personally, it would help me a lot to visualize it in some way. So if we could put up something in the purple room, like a little timetable, something where we can mark our time so we see the overlaps, that will make it easier for me.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea, Rian.
Or we could come up with 4 or 5 different time zones and see what suits people the most, or 3 even. And then people can vote this time, or this time.
But actually getting this chart that looks a bit like what you've just given us a link to, I mean, like Rhiannon's saying, if you put in a few blocks of your own availability, we could visually see where the biggest overlaps are, couldn't we?
Yeah, that sounds like a time. If we put some sort of sellable spreadsheet up there that we can all click in or write something in, that would be really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you put in as many as you
Or just put your times up, I suppose. Really. Okay, so let's do a thread then. Let's put a thread in the purple room and we'll all stick our times in. I won't have to bother them because I'm nocturnal and I'm up all day too.
I'm already
Is
on
there
the
anyone? Is there anyone who is good at? Sorry, Bashi. Who is good at drafting a little spreadsheet or something?
Yeah, well, GF can do it if you want.
Because I just think, if we can fill it in, so that it's visual and we can all see that, it would be easier, because if everyone just types out numbers of the time, then we are still at the same point. Well, for me personally.
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually.
I think it's better if everybody states the time period in GMT time, for example, and then from there we see where the maximum overlap is, and then we see the second maximum overlap, and then we have two periods which we can, or two times where we can discuss or agree on. It's easy, much easier than making a kind of spreadsheet and this and that. It's a lot of work for a small thing actually.
Well, I'll probably still be scribbling it down on my own piece of paper so I can visualise it anyway, but I suppose that would be so long-winded process anyway.
Well, in Excel, if people just write down their times, we can put it straight into Excel in a formula and then make a graph of it, and then you can just see in 2 seconds where the overlaps lie, instead of having to piece everything together. It would just be like a formula, put it in, and bang, there you go.
You just owned it, son.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, well done, Billy. Cheers.
Nice one, Billy. My art, I don't know what to say. My art overflows, mate. Thanks. You're just a top bloke.
You get a blue piece of badge, Billy.
Was that whimpering? That was like a crying then.
I made a thread in
Yeah,
the purple room.
I'll do it.
And I posted the link.
In all seriousness, if it's too... Sorry, Bashi, in all seriousness, if it's too much, GF can do it for you, but if you can do it in a quick time, you know what it's about, so you're going to have to figure it out and all the rest of it, so it would be handy if you could, in all seriousness. Thanks, Billy.
I'll post it up now in the purple room, okay?
Thank you kindly. Okay, so that's we'll throw that on to next week's, and we might have sorted out a new time for next week's. I don't know. How are we going to do that? All right, look, if we agree something in there and it becomes apparent, we post up and that's what it's going to be. That'll be the new time for next week. And wonderful, it won't be in there, but maybe it's just something we should do quarterly, more than maybe 6 months. Maybe quarterly, we should change it in some way. All right, so moving on then. Multimedia training, update by 39. Who's 39?
Cool.
Some hunk.
Some hunk.
Some spunky guy lives in Australia.
Some spunky hunky Australian who wears budgie smugglers.
Yeah, that's it. with blisters on his feet.
That is a blister.
We were just talking. Alright, so Chris, if you're going to go body surfing, mate, you got to get a pair of board shorts.
Yeah, cut out the budgies, mate. It's not a good look. It may save you from the great whites, though.
Fair call.
They don't like spring chickens, do they?
No.
Okay, moving on. Carl, Carl, my esteemed colleague, update us on the multimedia training, dear boy.
Yeah, I haven't really got any updates of it, to be honest. Sorry. I've been looking at other things, and
He's been
anyway, yes.
budgie smugglers.
I was yeah, right, anyway, yeah, I'll look at it. I'll have to look at it again this week. Buffy, if you want to hook up this week, we can look at it again if you still want to sort of help me out with it. Like, with all these other little bits and bobs going on, it's been a bit sort of, on the shelf, but we'll revisit it. Right. I did have a play with Audacity this week, and it was a fucking nightmare, to be honest. It would be really if someone could train me on it.
So just surmising there for you, Buffy. Next week, if you'd like to take the stage with Chris and die, he would like you to do so.
With Buffy,
I
if
was
you
just
could
hilarious.
teach me how to do it, that would be great.
Well, I've trashed the bike again, so I've got a day off tomorrow, so I think maybe that'll be my baptism in Audacity. We've got a time zone problem. I think we ought to sort of commit to sort of PMing each other at least and keep in contact that way, because I think our times are a bit crook at the moment. But I'll have a bash at it. Maybe I'll just record myself ham-fisting through it. Who knows?
Easy.
Oh, this we have to cut out.
Cue the Wango.
Hey,
He's gonna ham fist it.
I see a follow-up video coming on.
Last man fisting.
Oh, my man fisting.
You can't handle the fist.
Hey, don't get any funny ideas about man fisting me, for Christ's sake.
Okay. Oh my
In all
God.
seriously, if you need a hand,
He has a hidden hand,
Yes, now.
Wango, you naughty woman, you've smuggled a budgie.
That's decided then. I'm going to record it then. Okay.
Okay.
Wango. A new meaning for the hidden hand.
I'm always trying to keep this meeting on the straight and narrow. It always ends up in the gutter. You know what I mean?
I'm not even going to attempt to summarise what I just witnessed. I think I'm just going to move on quietly.
1 second. Wango, I don't mean to finger you out, but if you've got time over the weekend, I can show you how to use Audacity.
Sorry, this is awesome.
That is actually such a naturally named program.
I was just about to say the same. How apt. How apt. Audacity. The audacity of your offer, Billy. Brilliant. I'll take you up on that too.
Okay, well, you're obviously very funny people. Where the fuck were we? Right, suggestion box. Suggestion box. Implementation of the suggestion box. You say when and how. Oh, God. I've got a suggestion already.
I've got a good idea for everyone to calm down. We'll listen to Jewish Princess by Frank Zappa. It's got something to do with fist fucking. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now just guaranteeing that's cut from everything. Suggestion box. Do we need a suggestion box?
People give suggestions all the time anyway, maybe a thread, and people can just discuss things on threads like they do anyway.
Well, I think we are a suggestion box, aren't we?
I agree with that.
What do we want to do with that then? Do we screw that up and throw it in a little bin in the corner?
Yep.
Or are we missing some massive thing here that we should be thinking about?
I don't think we need it. We take things on board anyway, whatever anyone says.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on the
We'll start threads.
Sorry.
But I suppose, I was just thinking, I suppose it's a tempter for people who don't normally say things to come along. They might have a few things that they would like to be able to do that can't do, or I can't even imagine what that would be, but might tempt a few people to pipe in a bit more, I don't know.
If anything, we could just read out all the suggestions because there's bound to be tons of rude and funny ones in there, so that would be some sort of podcast, the suggestion box. It could be read by someone with a funny accent.
How about there's an email address put on a simple thread saying if you've got any suggestions, write in, folks.
There you go. That sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah, that would do the job, definitely.
Okay, considering you've done bugger all else, Blister, you can do that. He's going to go mental now.
I feel like you're
I've
talking
been
to
editing
me.
video. I've been editing video. I've been doing this. I've been doing that.
You can
Really,
stop
what has he been
Dangerous
doing?
Brian. Oi,
What?
Dangerous Brian. I've seen that video.
Dangerous Brian. Oh yeah, that was some surf, by the way, mate, wasn't it?
Cool, yeah, was it ever? Jesus.
Did you see that channel? I had to jump in that just after that, time it with that wave, and so I went straight.
Yeah. I could see you waiting for it. I knew that's what you were doing. I wouldn't have gone in there. Fuck that. No way. You got more guts than me, Dangerous Brian.
Did you clock? Oh, you clocked the camera moving as I was trying to time it.
I could hear your heart beating.
Oh no, man, I was crapping it. Serious. That was some proper surf. And boy, did I go in there. I arrived very unceremoniously, more or less on my face in the sand.
Yeah, you can see why not many people know where that cave is. Fuck.
Well, apparently you can only get in there 3 days a year. And on those 3 days, if you really want to get the full effect, what you've got to do is stay in there overnight, which means going past the tide. And they say that the pressure increases in there, and you're cut off for, you know, wherever long, every 20 hours or whatever it is. But they say you're guaranteed full effect if you do that. And I have to do it at some point, I suppose.
Full pressure effect?
Yeah.
Come in. You can put your budgie smugglers on.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get Rog to body surfing.
About body surfing. Weren't we, Chris? You were just talking about that, weren't we, Chris?
Yeah, that's it.
What, did you see it or not, Rod?
Yeah, man.
What's that, sorry?
What, did you see that video or not?
No, I haven't seen it. No, when Chris and I were having a chat in that other tea room there, I was telling him about body surfing. I was telling him he should give it a shot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Especially if the other person don't mind.
But yeah, I mean, I'll do that. So what do you want me to do? Just do a thread saying we're open to suggestions, emails, and then what address shall I use?
Good point.
Why don't you just have a suggestions thread and keep it there, just where people can just add suggestions and they can also discuss the suggestions themselves.
Good idea. That's even easier. We've got a machine that does it. Let's not overthink it. Let's just put a thread up. Can we pin it or sticky it or whatever you bloody do to them to make them sort of stay somewhere in the vicinity? Oh, really? Jolly good. We'll do that then.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that. No worries.
Yeah, well, I'll do that then. Hang on. Fucking comedy.
I'll do that next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah. No, I'll do it today. Don't worry. Done.
Lovely. Budget poll vote posting. Who put that in? Because I didn't.
I put that in. We had a discussion in the purple room where some things were calculated, and then there was a poll whether that should be approved or not.
I'm at loss.
Let me check that.
Yeah,
one.
please.
Okay, let's skip to the next one. I check on this one.
Okay, so we're just going to jump back to that this week or next week or in a minute.
I don't know. It depends on whether I can find it or not now.
All right, so we'll move on temporarily from that then. Production team, finance team, and media team. Adina's proposal. Maybe first as one team with a later split. Who wants to be there? So I think she was just trying to tie some people together, but that's kind of a moot point at the moment because Adina's got all sorts of things she's got to sort out and what have you. So she's taking a sabbatical. She's still going to be around, but she's just going to take a back seat. She's got a lot to do. So, I don't really know what to do about that now then, really. Does anyone else want to take that on, or do you feel we're just doing it anyway? I've got a feeling we're doubling up on a lot of stuff here, you know. We're here, we meet here, we can all discuss what we're going to discuss, we can own certain projects. I don't think we need to start putting names on doors and grouping up in little rooms, do you?
It excludes people as well, and people don't feel they have the right to do stuff, so it's better just to keep it as a group. And then people can volunteer, and people don't have time also, other people can step up.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hijack this point then and make it about something else that we discussed that wasn't a meeting last week. And I threw it out there that this recording is minutes, so we jumped that corporate bullshit. The way we do things, this sort of smells of it as well, Billy, if you see what I'm saying. So if we're trying to reinvent something, we can't use the same format, can we? So we kind of had that discussion, didn't we, where we just thought we'd just go with it and make sure things happen. Now that sounds a little bit sort of unrestricted and a bit all over the place, but I don't know, I think if everyone's got a straightforward purpose and they know what they're good at and their talents and so on, they'll gravitate in them. And if one of those places is a bit barren of talent, then we'll have to start looking for someone to put in there rather than, you know, trying to cover all bases. So that's really where I was coming from. We sort of discussed this last week and everyone had to put input in it, and we kind of agreed, and there was, I think it was about 5 or 6 of us there. I can't remember who was there though. I know I was, I know Ree was. You were, Billy, weren't you?
I think so, yeah.
Were you there, Dale?
I don't think so.
So, I can't remember who was there. There was a few of us. Well, look, this is what I'm saying. Let's not regiment it. Let's just stick to recordings. Let people hear what we do and all the rest of it. Obviously not that recent bit, but you know, they can see that we just do discuss things, and it's pretty open-ended in the way we go about things. We do own individual things, as you know, as we've seen here. So I think that's about as regimented as we want to get for a minute. So should we just leave that there and not team up and do that sort of thing and start segregating in offices and so on, due to what Billy said, and I'm sure everyone else has got some sort of anecdote to do with that sort of thing. Does anyone got any objections to that? They want the regimentation. Is there anyone that wants the regimentation? Don't speak, Bashy. That was a joke, Bashy. Of course you can speak.
What are you talking about? What is the matter? I say yes, yes, yes.
Okay, he doesn't mind. He was away in the kitchen eating something again, which would account for
you and your magical powers.
What were you? It was cheese, wasn't it?
No, it was nuts, you know. Actually, I found the thread. The poll. I got it wrong. It was the Article Society budget, and we had discussed it. Sorry, and we have discussed it, but we have not reached any stage of polling. So just cancel that idea. It was a misconception from my side.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much. The production team's done. We're more or less happy there. Sorry, go
on. What about not regimenting it, but have like a monthly general meeting where people can volunteer to own a certain part of the running of the site? So in other words, it's like people would say, hey, I would like to do some more media this month, and then they own that for a month. So it's not a long-term commitment, but then they have to kind of like do a little bit more in a certain area for that period of time. And just kind of like, instead of like an AGM, a monthly general meeting.
Regarding this subject alone, you mean?
Well, it would be like a meeting like this, except people say, okay, the media team, the radio team, blah, blah, blah. So it keeps the teams fresh, and it reminds people of what they said they're going to do. Just to kind of like have some regimentation, but also keep it fluid. Then it also reminds people what they should be doing or what they said they would do.
I think there's some merit in that, with the fact that if you can own something for a month, it gives you a month to decide whether you can actually affect it and look back at it. So there's a period of time in there. And you can also see if you don't do, you know, your peers will see if you don't do very well at it, you know, and it's not that kind of victimisation thing. It's just a recognition thing. You don't want to do that, but it gives you a period of time to do that. Maybe we could have a meeting regarding that situation once a month, or bolt it on to the end of one of these for half an hour, where we decide that Coors Budgie Smugglers don't fit in the radio situation anymore. You know, they're not for radio or something like that, you know. and just move it around so that the budgie smugglers are with the right person. What do you reckon, Chris?
Leave my budgie smugglers out of this, man. You can see, you've all got the vision of me wearing them, haven't you?
It's some vision, Cor. You know, you're aptly named, because if I saw you in those gold lame budgie smugglers walk down that beach, bristling with your muscles and that bronzer, I'd just think, Cor.
Hey, mate, that's why they used to call me hardcore, you see, because when I was a championship boxer, I was pretty hard, and when I walked past them in budgie smugglers, all the women went, Cor.
Yeah, I just did that joke, Cor.
Ah, shit.
Blister has popped.
Oi, Bashy, watch it.
I was going to even Bashy's adding me now, mate.
Fucking hell, I'm getting owned by everyone today.
What's going on? This is not you. You're not on form.
No, this is full moon.
Ah.
Well, you know how... yeah.
True.
You know how when you're giving a presentation and you look at the crowd and they're all, and you think you've got something over them because you're imagining them naked. Because you keep going about my budgie smugglers, I'm imagining myself naked and all you lot are getting one over on me.
Ah, so it's reverse effect.
Although, you know, I can switch it to a bit of a cool thing because I've got Tom Jones in my mind, a little pair of gold budgie smugglers, a big hairy chest, some curls, big glass.
You're getting
Your image is definitely overprojecting it.
You know, this is getting a little bit. It's getting a bit odd now, Cor. You know what I mean? You know, you're not supposed to revel in this. It's a bit. You know, we'll move on.
Anyone want to put some sun cream on my back?
Have you seen that film, Core, where there's a scene and this guy goes, "I'll have you know I'm hung like a badger," and the person goes, "Is that good?" Because it's good if you're a badger.
No, I didn't see that, mate.
Excellent, so we can move along now.
How's about I post something in the purple room about that, and then people can talk about it?
Yeah, I was about to say actually back to Billy, because I think that is, yeah, Billy, you've got some really good ideas there, and I think that is a really nice one actually. Like, give that kind of month limit. I think that's great. Yeah.
Okay, I put myself together now. Yesterday, it was a good idea.
Sorry.
So Stephen is a lunatic.
I just got one of those moments, you know. I'm just corpsing big time. Hang on. Oh God. Oh, there's actually tears streaming down my face.
I'm so glad I came.
Oh God, man, pull yourself together. Okay.
Well, give
right.
yourself
Hey,
a wango
did no one like my Blade thinking post in the humour thread? I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, I think it's just touched down with me, mate. Okay. Welcome letter. No.
To what?
This is getting worse. I've just got a big picture of Cole standing there in the Budgies magazine. Welcome.
Oh, get me out of your mind, you dirty ass.
I can't, mate. Ever since I thought of it. There's obviously something to that. I'm sorry, my friend. You're lucky on the other side of the world.
Throw a pair of boxing gloves. Throw a pair of boxing gloves on the image.
But you're not helping, Rog.
No, it's a sponsorship shoot.
I'm just going to ignore him now. Welcome letter. To be posted in the welcome thread. Who will write it? Didn't that get done? You nearly went through it again, Roger, didn't you? There, I heard you start with core there. Right, I thought we did the welcome now. We obviously didn't. Dale, I reckon you're the man. It's pretty obvious to all of us here that you can string things up pretty quick. That'll probably take you about 35 seconds. Do you fancy doing that and sticking that in the welcome thread for us, mate?
What would you guys like me to write up?
A welcome there to be posted in the welcome thread. Just basically saying hello, welcome. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Okay, I can write something up for that.
Thanks very much. What should we say, 35, 50 words, something like that?
Can we have something, so when you actually join, you have like a link to the welcome thread straight away. So when you sign up, you get straight away, you've got a link that goes straight there and off you.
I believe that's the purpose of the letter, to give that link somewhere to go. And if Mark was here, would pipe up now. I believe he's already sorted that.
Cool, excellent.
And that was where it wanted to go, so that's how that came up, I believe. Downs owned it. Everyone heard him. I know where he lives. Okay, moving on then. Whole amendment to the Constitution. Finish, missing votes, further action, bank. Anyone jump in there with that? Because I'm not too sure. So the amendment to the Constitution, what was that?
Yeah, it was a small thing. It was just the formulation, I think, from society to... I can find out. It was just
from articles to Constitution.
Yeah, one word
basically
for the bank statute.
That's right, yeah. Basically, for the banks, that they need it to be, it's not classed as being articles in association, it's the Constitution. So we have to just change the name from one to the other and change any words where it says it.
Pretty straightforward.
Not everybody has voted on that one. It is somehow a little bit forgotten because the people think it's a small thing. It is a small thing, but it is required pro forma that everybody agrees or not.
Okay,
yeah, so
does everyone know where it is to vote? Sorry, I mean, carry on.
No, I was going to say exactly the same. Basically, we need more people to vote on it. I'll try and find a link and I'll put it up.
That would be helpful. If you put the link up, we'll all do it at the end of this meeting. So further action, that was it. Bank, what was that? It was what it was all to do with, right? So we've more or less covered there. Did you want to say something, Wengo?
No. What about the Constitution?
I thought I saw your little green button go.
No, that was me.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, it was Star. Did you want to say something, Star?
Yeah, I was just going to ask for a link, but somebody mentioned they were going to put up a link, which it looks like just happened. Thanks, Bashy.
Okay, so it is basically it is from articles of association to the term of constitution. That's only the change of words.
Okay, jolly good. Just give me a moment. Just got a text. 1 second.
I just voted.
Me too.
So that's one. That's two less now.
Okay. So we're there on that. Okay. So chairman poll. Missing votes. Bank. Okay. So the chairman is the person going on the piece of paper for the bank. It's an untitled thing, other than the fact it's the chairman. They'll probably chair the meetings. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I believe we put people forward. Bashy put his name forward and didn't know he put his name forward, so well done for that one, Bashy. And who were the other candidates? You, Reed, you, Bashy, who else?
I'm not the candidate. It was a mistake actually that I was there. But anyhow, if somebody wants to put me up, no problem.
Well, I'm putting you up for making a mistake.
Thank you.
No problem.
It was Mark.
It was Wango and Mark.
Wango and Mark.
Oh right, sorry.
Wango's asleep.
Half. I'm waking up. Wait.
I will point out that Wango Riley does partake of an entire bottle of gin every evening, which does, you know, it tends to have these dropout effects for us all. But, you know, if you bear with us, we are a motley crew.
I put the link to the vote in for the chairman into the chat.
Lovely, mate. Okay, so it's Wango, Soraya, Bashi, and Mark did some shout out, and Rick. Is that correct?
I'm only seeing three.
Only seeing three.
Yeah, there's only 3 on there. It's been like that for like 2 weeks now.
So maybe I should be added. Who wants to add me?
We're not adding you now. We don't need you. You're out again.
Thank you.
Mark.
that's the democracy for you.
It says Mark, Rhiannon, and Wango.
Okay, Mark, Rhiannon, and Wango it is then. We're going to cast our votes. Anyone got any points they want to make on that?
Yeah, I would like to make a point. I thank everyone who gave me their votes, but I would like to step down from that for like personal and also I think obvious reasons. I really don't want to be involved with the money side of things, and also not too much with the politics, quite frankly, because I think that would be criticized, and I think rightfully so. Like I would maybe do that as well if I wouldn't know me or the situation. So no, I don't want to do that. But thanks to everyone who gave me that one. And yeah, you know, maybe. And I also would like to apologize that I didn't speak up earlier and took that much time away. But I've really been thinking about this a lot, you see, because of the situation and how it changed all the time. And you know, I felt some kind of, well, it wasn't easy, you know, particularly, you know, because of you, Stephen, of course, because I didn't know about, well, you know, it's really hard to say, but just believe me, it wasn't easy for me to decide what was the right way to go, but I feel very strongly that it is a very good way for me to go for not doing that at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of connotations there for us. So I haven't pressured either way or anything. I asked today about it, or I can't remember, we spoke about it earlier on in the phone call earlier on, and I was asked, and Reed turned around to me and said, you know, do you mind if I felt like, and I said, no, absolutely not. And I saw the relief come over her face. So is that fair to say, Reed?
Yeah, and you know, quite frankly, I don't think it would do us good because of the situation, you know. It's just something that would be criticized right away, and it would take focus away from what we're actually trying to do here. And so I really don't think that it would be beneficial in any way. And then on a more personal note, you know, I never really was interested in the political side of things. We are entering now a more creative kind of phase, and that's more down my alley. So that's where I would like to put my time in. I don't think that I should, you know, have a representative position. And yes, I am relieved that you know, if everyone is okay with
that. A lot of slings and arrows were used during the year for anything and everything. I think the shield's pretty dented, and you're going to go and get the dents knocked out and have a bit of respite, and I think everybody understands that totally. Plus it leaves us open for all sorts of accusations and stupidity, so it's just, you know, generally better for everyone. And the same reason, you know, I stepped out of things and I'm only a member now, don't, you know, other than chair this, do anything else. So yeah, that's it really. Okay, so that leaves us 2 candidates, am I correct? Wango and Soraya, is that right?
Yeah, you probably need to start a new voting poll with a new lineup.
It's not me, is it?
Well, at the moment it leaves Wango and Mark, which is a right pair, really. I think it could perhaps do with a wider representation in there. I mean, I totally respect what you're saying, Ree, and I can totally understand why. I kind of sort of went into it thinking it was just a nominal signature. I mean, do I have to reappraise that in light of what you're saying?
No, I don't. I don't think so. Probably it is whatever you make out of it. But I think just because of who I am and my relationship with Stephen, it's just something that I think it would become more than it actually is if I would do that. It would just get targeted, and it would be a big deal. Plus, it is signing bank documents, and for obvious reasons, or for the same reasons that I just mentioned, I really don't want to be involved in any way, shape, or form in the money side of things, other than to pay my membership fees and chip in for things I need to be paid.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. I think that's...
Yeah, I think you are right that it will be misunderstood from the outside world, if you would be the chairman. I concur with that one.
I think that's a very sensible stance as well. Can I just clarify that signing as a chairperson on banking details, does it involve anything down the line in that capacity, or is that as much as it will sort of comprise?
Joe?
No, it doesn't at all. You've got no actual connection to the actual responsibility of the account. It's fine in terms of banking or money or anything.
The accounts are really
then I'm happy.
The account's a really basic account. It can only take money in and pay it out what it's got, and that's it. It's literally just that. So there's no sort of financial risk involved. Any risk as far as name, you're in a position in a committee, so it's not actually your responsibility. And at that point, if anyone comes to in any official capacity to it, there's a telephone number that will be phoned, and then I will step straight in the way. So it's I won't have any of you. The last thing on my mind is for anyone else. I want to step into that. I love that. So don't worry about it. There isn't any legal suggestion in it anyway. I can assure you. I wouldn't allow you to do it if that was the case.
Also, if I might say something here, just to clarify, you sign in function as the chairperson, not personally as you being you, but as a function of the chair. And if you don't want to do that anymore, there will be a new vote, and someone will be elected and will take that place for you. And also, I really want to clarify that I do not back out because I'm frightened of anything, or that I, really. So it's really something that I would have liked doing on one hand, but then on the other hand, it's really not beneficial to anyone, including me.
Yeah, I totally know where you're getting from, Rick.
I don't think anyone here is a chicken.
Absolutely not. I think you've stated it very clearly, and I think it's totally understandable. Yeah, I was just double checking in case I'd been a complete numpty and not really thought it through, but that's fine. I'm quite happy. I mean, I'm not saying it would be me, but I mean, whoever is voted, will they be signing with a real name or a screaming Lord such name? Is it just a functionary, or is it got to be ID and everything?
Yeah, they won't ask for ID or anything like that. I mean, in theory you could sign under anything, but I suppose it'd be nice to actually sign under your name, I suppose. But that doesn't actually relate to anything.
No, we won't have Donald Duck names or nothing. If you're going to do it, you sign your own name, but it is just a signature on a piece of paper because they need that signature on a piece of paper that there's a chairman to the club. There's nothing in it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, that's cool. I mean, do we want a third name on there just to make it look like a poll? So it's not between me and my mate Mark.
No.
The Nigerian fraud team.
No, there is anyway.
What
you'll be signing.
I'm an assistant chairman anyway.
New game, new luck.
You'll be basically signing against the Constitution, which you need to sign, and the Secretary needs to sign, which is me. And then you need to sign on the bank statement. All it is you actually verifying that it's our principles we've all agreed in our committee meeting that we're all happy with that.
Okay, is that clear for everybody?
Indeed.
Jolly good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, all good.
Lovely. So, anyone got any further business they want to bring up? Any points they want to bring up? That's that moment where everyone thinks, oh, I can't have a fag. I hope no one says anything. I thought my eye on that last ginger nut. And we're out.